Hello, my name is Sue Faber. Welcome back to my kitchen here in Oakville, Ontario. I'm so excited about this opportunity to share my entree dish with you today. It's a rainbow chicken peanut pasta, and I've made it for my family several times and they all love it, including my 5-year-old and 8-year-old. They think it's the best, and I think you will too. Now, I've dedicated this recipe to another group of children that are really special and close to my heart. They come from Kenya, and my husband and I lived in Kenya between 2008 and 2010, and that's where we met these kids. There's 28 of them all together, 26 girls and 2 little boys, and they have been brought in by a couple named Edwin and Ruth. And Edwin and Ruth took these little children into their home and have made the commitment to care for these kids, feed them, clothe them, and provide them with a place to stay. However, unfortunately, with the way the economy is going in Kenya right now, the cost of food has gone up 50%, and Edwin and Ruth are really struggling just to support these children. So part of my passion, not only in cooking, but is also in feeding others and making sure that these children far away are fed as well. And I've just taken that on since coming back to Canada, in sharing about these children and these stories, and that's why I've dedicated this recipe, Rainbow Chicken Peanut Pasta, to the children of St. Edwin's. I have taken 4 cups of raw rotini noodles, and I've already gone ahead and boiled those in some salted water. Okay, so the first thing I'm going to do is just drain that pasta and set it aside, and that will be the base for my pasta dish. Let's turn this off here. Okay, and just drain those pasta noodles. I really love the rotini noodles because they have these little ridges inside of them, or on them, and it just grasps on to the creamy peanut sauce, and it's just such a luscious, velvety sauce that just coats the whole rotini noodle. You'll see that when we're done, okay? So I'm just going to go ahead and put this back in the pot, and I'm just going to cover it to keep it warm. The next thing I'm going to do is fry up some chicken. And I have, this is chicken thigh meat, and chicken thigh meat is so tender and delicious, but one thing that you want to do is you want to trim it of any excess fat. So you can see that there's a bit of extra fat on this thigh, and so what you're going to do is just trim that off. Let me just take a knife here to trim that off, and because you don't want too much fat on this chicken, but a little bit is good for this recipe because it really adds that flavor. Okay, so once you've trimmed excess fat off of the chicken, you just want to go ahead and cut it up into about 3/4 inch cubes, okay, which is what I've done with the rest of the chicken there. And while I finish that off, I'm just going to turn on my stovetop to medium-high. Get my pan nice and hot. And to the pan, I'm going to add 2 teaspoons of sesame oil, okay? To the sesame oil, I'm going to add some garlic, and this is 3 large cloves of garlic, which I've just pressed ahead of time. Okay, so we're going to add our garlic to our sesame oil. And then the other ingredient I have here, which really gives it that lovely Asian flavor, is minced ginger. Okay, and this is about a tablespoon of minced ginger, so I'm going to go ahead and add that as well. Now for the minced ginger, what I did was I just took a whole piece of ginger, I peeled the skin off of it, and then I just took a large rasp or grater, okay, and actually has fine little holes in it, and you just go ahead and just grate it down, and it makes that lovely fine grate, okay. You want your garlic to turn a nice translucent color, and already the smell is just this lovely aroma coming from the ginger and the garlic. And while that's going, I'm just going to finish cubing up my chicken here. Okay, so altogether I have 6 about medium-sized chicken thighs, okay, and they're deboned, skinless chicken thighs that I've cubed. So I'm going to go ahead and add the chicken thigh into the oil and the ginger and the garlic. One other thing I'm going to add to this is a 1/4 cup of finely diced white onion. Okay, so I'm just going to add that in there as well. This is going to take between 6 and 8 minutes for it to fry up and completely cook. And you want the chicken to be a nice dark brown color and to be completely cooked through. So I'm just going to go ahead and leave that cooking, again on medium to high heat, or medium-high heat. I'm just going to leave it for a little bit while we make our creamy sauce. Okay, so to make the sauce, we have our star of the show, which is Philadelphia light cream cheese. And what I've done is I've taken half a block, which is 125 grams of Philly cream cheese, and I put it in the microwave for about 30 seconds so that it would soften up a little bit. Okay, and then I've just taken a little whisk and just whisked it up so it's really, really smooth. The next thing I have here is 1 1/4 cups of boiling water, okay? And to the boiling water, I'm going to go ahead and add the cream cheese. Let me just get it out of my whisk here. And the cream cheese is just going to incorporate beautifully in with the hot water. Let's get it all in there. Now I've got a couple other ingredients here. The first one is 2 tablespoons of soy sauce. And this is a classic Asian ingredient. My second ingredient is hoisin sauce. And hoisin sauce is readily available at any Asian supermarket or any regular supermarket in the Asian section. And it's like an Asian barbecue sauce. Okay, so we're going to add 2 tablespoons of hoisin sauce into this mixture here. You can see it's a lovely dark color and just a beautiful flavor as well. It's really going to add some extra intensity to this sauce. Okay, I'm just going to give it a little bit of a whisk here. And I've got one more ingredient to add to this, and that is smooth peanut butter. Okay, so I've got a 1/4 cup of extra smooth cracked peanut butter. I'm going to go ahead and add that as well to my sauce mixture. And again, just give it a really good whisk. Back over to the stove top, the chicken is frying up beautifully. And we're just going to stir fry it a little bit here. And you can see the onion is just getting nice and brown, and so is my chicken, and that's exactly what I want. I would say another 3 to 4 minutes, and my chicken will be ready for the next step. So my chicken is finished cooking. It's cooked all the way through, and I'm going to go ahead and add the peanut sauce, the creamy Philly peanut sauce, into this. And it's going to take between 6 to 8 minutes, another 6 to 8 minutes, for this sauce to melt in and fully integrate and become creamy and luscious. It's been about 4 minutes since I added the sauce mixture into here, and you can see that it's just bubbling and thickening up beautifully. To this we're going to add our rainbow peppers. So I've got half a cup of red pepper, a fine diced red pepper. The same with my orange pepper. You can see the rainbow coming in here. The same with my yellow pepper. Another ingredient which is just lovely is 1 cup of edamame or soybeans, and these are a fabulous addition. They add extra protein and they just have a great crunch to them as well. I'm going to go ahead and just mix those veggies in, and you can see why I have named this recipe Rainbow Peanut Chicken. It's just lovely. It'll be another minute or so and we'll be ready to plate. So the sauce is lovely and thick, and we're ready to pour this chicken, peanut, and vegetable mixture over our pasta. So I'm just going to go ahead and do that here. And you can see how lovely that is. I mean, isn't that colorful? It is just so, so pretty and delicious. And for a garnish, we're just going to take some freshly or finely chopped cilantro. Put that on top, and about a tablespoon of white sesame seed, and just going to drizzle that over the pasta. And there you have it. Thank you so much for once again coming and being a part of my little cooking show here in my kitchen.